Howdy, my noble friends. SirKakaBabu is back with World of Tanks, and this time we are on the Airfield map. We are driving our Tier 6 British tank destroyer, the AT-8. I am using the equipment which is rammer, turbo and improved hardening, and do not get worried if you don't see ammunition and stuff, because it seems that my replay is bugged. Oh well, these replays can get bugged, so it doesn't matter. What matters is how this game played out. We are, as you can see, the top vehicle, and it is my duty to play as aggressively as possible and take the fight to the enemy team. On this flank, only the Stug 3B is moving on against the enemies, and he is already taking the hits. Also, this Lafay overpowered artillery is present, and he is going to, well, make his presence known on the battlefield, but that is for later. I am moving up swiftly, and my plan is to use the fantastic armor of the AT-8, and since we are going to be fighting against equal or low tier vehicles, we really should not stop and take the fight to them. We killed the enemy German light tank Lukes, and the enemy Chaffee is going to be annoying over there, but doesn't matter. I am moving on swiftly. This BT-7 Soviet light tank is in front of us. We fire, and he is running for his life, and I put another round in, and I kill the BT-7. Now we see this T6 medium, and sensing that he is in total grave danger, he got the hell out of dodge. I fire on the Matilda, didn't really pen him because he, well, actually I missed him because he retreated, and this M4A1 and T6 medium have got me in a catch 22. If I turn towards him, the M4 flanks me. If I turn towards that, the T6 medium flanks me, and also M4 has got that rock which is protecting him. But what would you do? At the risk of exposing my backside to the Lago, I move on against the M41 M4A1. That is, now Lago is over there hitting me, Matilda is over there flanking me from over there. My backside M4A1 is returning as well. T6 medium is over here. So basically I am surrounded by dogs, and they are hitting me from every direction. My gun has been destroyed by the Lafay RT. I repair my gun. Lago is hitting me. M4A1 came in my behind, but partner, I have turned around and I have turned my attention towards you, and you are going to get killed. But first, this annoying little Lago Japanese light tank needs to be dealt with, because slowly but surely I am killing my enemies around me, so that I can focus on vehicles. Meanwhile, also getting dumped on by the RT every 5 seconds. So thankfully Lago is dead, and all that remains in front of me is the M4A1. M4 has good mobility, so I cannot catch him. He is kiting me, he is running around, and he is a good player, and he is making my life miserable. Thankfully, my own Lafay RT finished off the M4, and that enemy French artillery is totally dumping round after round into me, and since my repair pack is down, I cannot repair my tracks fast enough to get an escape from the wrath of the enemy artillery. Thankfully, my tracks got repaired, and if I hadn't used the improved hardening, I would have just died back there. I barely escaped with my life, and I am on 4 kills and 1137 damage. Sadly, the enemy is killing our guys, and I wasn't blessed with a very competent team. However, our guys are faltering, and there I see this full health VK3601H German heavy tank. It used to be a medium tank, and I really used to love it, but whatever, those days are long gone. And here I am trying to track him and not succeeding, because my low caliber round is not succeeding in tracking the enemy vehicle. I put round after round into him, and the fantastic rate of fire of the 88 is making its presence known. Enemy VK seems to be a new player, and he doesn't know where to pen my vehicle, which is fantastic for me because I cannot afford to get hit and penetrated by enemy vehicle because I am one-shottable. I continue to hound this VK, whittling down his hit points, and last one round into him, and there goes down a full health top tier German medium tank VK3601H. Now I have secured Top Gun. I am against Lafay RT, Hellcat, and the German tank destroyer, the Nashorn. My plan was to get into this pocket so that I can not get flanked by the enemies. Hellcat puts around into me, tracks me. Thankfully, I didn't get hit by the enemy artillery, otherwise my life would have ended right then and there. I move into these bushes and spot enemy tank destroyers Nashorn, and this was my mistake because I just fired and got spotted, which really didn't really go so well for me, because me getting spotted meant that every enemy started firing at me. The predicament was that this terrain didn't allow me to remain unspotted and fire at the enemy, so I had to take my chance and fire. Sadly, we couldn't kill the enemies and carry our team to victory, but we gave it our best shot, doing a good amount of performance. And let's check out the post-game stats and see how we really tried to contribute towards victory for the home team. On to the post-game stats, partners. Alright, partners, first class mastery badge for the 88 on a defeat. We got 50,247 credits with 3023 experience. For our 6 kills, we got the Top Gun. For doing a lot of damage, we got the high caliber, and we got cool headed medal as well. So as you guys saw, I was all over the place. Enemy low tier vehicles could not penetrate me because I was in such fantastic matchmaking, and I was playing aggressively as well, surrounded by those little rats from all over the place trying to hit me. Did a lot of damage, ate that top tier German medium tank, the VK, alive with putting 9 rounds into him. I'm just sad that I couldn't carry the team to victory, but you cannot win them all. For our 2540 damage and 6 kills, we got 868 base experience, and well, sadly, if our team was just a little bit more competent. And look at this Tiger 131 top tier heavy tank who died like a chump on the other flank. I think we would have been fine. AMX 40 Matilda, 14 TP Stug 3B, who moved into the enemy ranks. A Stug 3B can be deadly if played correctly, and that is a very fantastic tank destroyer. Type T34, come on. This our team sucked, unfortunately. I just needed a bit more support. However, Lafayette did his job and he saved me from the M41 who was annoying as hell. This Lafay has a special place in purgatory because he hounded me relentlessly and made my life miserable. So I hope you rot in hell one day, Lafay driver. Anyways, moving on swiftly, all jokes aside, we fired 29, hit 26 and penetrated 20, and well, it was fantastic. And also, not to mention, 3565 damage blocked in a tier 6 vehicle. So that's an achievement in itself. 38,000 profit and good amount of XP. So there you have it. However, did you guys think that I would leave you guys on a defeat? Move on to the next game. Alright then, partners, this time we are on the cliff map, and this matchup is most certainly not in our favor. We are in a tier 7 matchup, and we are just not that vehicle which can remain in front of the enemies and not get penetrated. This time odds are stacked against us, and heavily armored vehicles do not do well when the enemies can shoot back and penetrate. Well, so at the start we are playing on this flank defensively and hoping that Panzer 4H spots someone. M2Y is spotted. I put a round into him, but sadly it doesn't hit him or penetrate him. We don't know. M2Y moved up and moved into that direction successfully. If you look at the minimap, most of our guys are in this area. So I was like, somebody pointed it out, and perhaps he was pointing it out to the enemy friendly KV-1 who was sitting at the back being useless. So I decided that area is not going to prove useful at all. But just as I move, enemy T-3485M and KV-1SA moved into that direction as well. So I was like, why did I even move? This always happens. Whenever you move, the enemy players get spotted, providing you with the opportunities you cannot take. So I was like, this is not going well. If we stay defensive, this is not going to go very well for us. The back was the enemy light tank 5916. Thankfully he has been spotted as well, so I am moving against him without spotting. 5916 is running for his life. I managed to track him. I managed to, well, put a round into him. However, we couldn't track him, sadly. The gun elevation in the 88 is not very good, so I am moving back in order to put rounds into the enemies. However, sensing that my plan is not going to work, KV-1SA is moving up downhill against me. He rams himself, doesn't do any damage to me. He couldn't even penetrate me, and I am glad he rammed me, providing me with good amount of damage, and I managed to do serious damage to him. Meanwhile, Super Hellcat, which is supporting me, finished him off. I move against the enemy M4A1, and 5916 is making a run for it, and I don't have time to move against him. I leave him to the Super Hellcat, which has a turret and who is fast. Meanwhile, I move against the M4A1 FL10. This FL10 is annoying, and he is an autoloader, putting round after round into the Hellcat and ignoring me because he knew he could not penetrate me reliably. These Su-152 was moving against our base, but he got ammo rack, which was fantastic. Now by making that push play and thankfully being supported by the teammates, we managed to win this flank and kill all the enemies which were lurking in this corner. So sometimes in situations one has to know that when to push and when to take the fight to the enemy team. So it was the right play, and thankfully enemies weren't that big in numbers available in that flank, and we were able to finish them off in short order. Now we are hoping to spot the SMV CC56, which is the deadliest vehicle on the enemy team. However, this Panzer IVS has been spotted, so now we know that Panzer IVS is over there. SMV is unaccounted for. 5916 is most probably hiding at the base, spotting me and making life miserable for me. We saw a tracer, so enemy Lafay RT is over there. 5916 shot at me, so he is over there. There the artillery tracer came from, and I indicate to my teammates that the RT is over there. 5916 is really keeping me spotted and making me really vulnerable. This RT Lafay is truly annoying, and Wargaming have really done a disservice by making that vehicle, and especially at low tiers where it can prove deadly. SMV CC56 gets spotted. He is hull down. I have switched to gold rounds, and even if I had rounds which had double the penetration of my gold rounds, those rounds would still be not effective against the SMV 56. Those tanks, Italian tank destroyers, when hull down, they are just impenetrable. They are not easy targets to go through, my friends. Thankfully, Super Hellcat is making a push play, and I am hoping that my team can get into the fight and help me out a little bit over here. I have gone as far as I can, and if I move against the SMV, he would eat me alive. Meanwhile, RT would punish me, and it is like I'm just stuck here and I cannot make any push. Therefore, I implore my teammates that they should move up and against the RTs so that at least they do something. My repair pack and health pack is on a cooldown, so I was stunned even though my rounds hit true to the RT and I finished them off. That sneaky 5916, I finally take him out of this game, and that was fantastic. He was spotting us. Enemy Lafay RT has been killed by the SMV 56. M10 RBFM is spotted over there, and he is on low hit points. He would go down any moment, and Super Hellcat kills him. Now I am keeping the SMV 56 tracked. Well, that was the hope at least. I go for another tracking shot, and now my marksmanship is not up to the par at all. SMV is being hit by our RTs. He is stunned and he decided to ignore me and move against the T50-2. I move up and trying to take advantage of him ignoring me. I move up again, switch to regular rounds eventually, and I put a tracking shot in. The SMV is locked in place, and now I go to town on his rear end. Fire after fire, and one more round, and we kill the deadliest tank destroyer on the enemy team, the SMV 56 tier 7. With 1870 damage, we blocked 1015 damage as well, and made our presence on the battlefield known. and the enemy, well, felt it. Anyways, let's check out the post-game stats quickly and see how we really did. Alrighty then, partners, even though it was a victory and we played well, we didn't really secure any hero medals and we didn't even get the first class mastery badge, but it was our push play at the right time against the enemies in good position which made the difference, I think. And we actually managed to put 4 rounds into the SMV 56 as well. So 1870 damage with 960 base experience, and look at the T50-2 driver who did 1690 damage with 4 kills. He was the MVP, I must say. 1170 base experience and doing 1690 damage in the T50-2, whose gun does so little alpha damage. It is fantastic. Enemy SMV 56 was doing well, but look at the enemy Lafay RT, man. That tier 5 French artillery. Oh, that vehicle has no place in the game. It is just wrong. So we fired 22 rounds, hit 15, penetrated 12, and even in the end made good amount of profit as well. So fantastic. Combined with our previous game in Airfield, which was the really good one, sadly it wasn't a victory. This game got us a victory and a decent performance as well. So I hope this video would have highlighted the strengths and weaknesses of the tier 6 British tank destroyer, the 88. When matched correctly, this vehicle is awesome. However, even in a not so favorable match, if you are making the right decisions at opportune times, then it can pay dividends as well. So it is a fantastic time to jump into your British vehicles and take them out for a spin. And maybe you would even end up unlocking the tier 9 British tank destroyer with the tortoise. And I have made a couple of videos on it, and in the future I would make even more because I love my tortoise. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope to see you guys in the next one. So until next time, goodbye my noble friends.